Good morning, everybody. Welcome to It's West Ham United 1895. Welcome to my co-host, Martin. How are you, sir?
I'm good, my man. Thank you. Yourself?
I'm fantastic. I will say welcome to Matt, a Charlton fan below us. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, mate. How are you? You all right?
I'm fine. Now, normally, as you know, we do have a third member here. Unfortunately, when he was at his Tourette's meeting last night, he started ranting off in profanity. So now he's locked in a padded cell and he's writing four-letter words with crayons all over the wall in his toes. So he's locked up for a few days, as Stu. Matt, as you know, we've got you, West Ham Charlton. I've always had an affinity with Charlton because I worked at Sainsbury's Charlton Depot for 28 years. And a lot of my mates had season tickets. And when they didn't go, they said to me, Dougie, do you want the season tickets? And I used to go. So it's West Ham Charlton today. But before we go there, tell us your journey of how you become a Charlton fan, because most of your family and your dad are all West Ham fans.
Yeah, so obviously I was brought up to be West Ham. I went to a lot of games as a kid. I live in North Greenwich. I can see London Stadium from where I'm currently sitting. But I've got a 9-year-old stepson, and he was just getting ready to go into football, and just watching football. So one Boxing Day, I went up. I went, come on, we'll go. I was like, what do I do? Because I know West Ham's got a bit of a reputation on the streets. I've read that it's all sort of coming back. So I thought I don't want to take him to somewhere he's quite soft. So I didn't want to take him somewhere which he's like looking over his shoulder going, oh no. So I went, come, we'll go Charlton. And you know what? Like, I'm a boxing man personally, but I lost my love for football, and I went to Charlton that Boxing Day, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, and watching little man's face, and the players, like he's met the players, and like they give so much time to him, and like the closeness of the pitch at the Valley as well. Like I've found my love for football again, and that's at the Valley.
It's, it's very strange, because we spoke about this, Martin and I and Stuart, a couple of weeks ago, about how we generate the next generation of how we're going to get kids involved again. You know what West Ham our pitch was like, and how close it was, and obviously you taking him over there is a great thing, of course, and that's what we want the next generation of West Ham fans to be. Like my generation is really going. I don't really go anymore, as you know. I live in Spain. Yeah. Martin lives too far away. Stu don't live far away. But do you think that Charlton itself have got a connection, the fans, with the board and the owners, and do they do things for families? Have they got that connection?
100%, 100%. Like they've even got their own section of a family section. They do things like they hold Christmas parties for the kids. They're very good on a family with the kids. Like they've got the community trust, and literally I see them every day. Like they take the kids to the O2. They work with like SEND children as well, and they're known as a family club.
I think that's a good thing. I think all clubs need to have fan clubs, and I think they need to do stuff with kids. We know kids are becoming more computer based. It's not my thing, technology. That's mine. It ain't. But unfortunately for me, or the future generation, it will be coming through. Now, we went down this year. I bet. Did you give your dad some ribbon that West Ham went down, and you was going to give him some?
Because West Ham still have a place in my heart. It's very interesting for me today. Like I said to my partner and my boy, I went, we're not going. Because I don't know where I'm going to sit. Like I own I've had some of the best memories with my dad, my uncle, his friends. Like I've had some of the best memories as a child at the bowling. Like they still hold a very special place in my heart. But yeah, I'll watch it. I said I'll watch it at home. But I went, I don't know. For me, I don't know where I'm going to sit.
Yeah. Well, your Uncle John in the day, we all know he was one of the boys, wasn't he? One of the main boys. Sadly passed away. We're going to do a story with your dad on John, actually. When West Ham went down, Matt, did you automatically think, because with Martin and I, we've started watching Championship podcasts, and we've started seeing that a lot of clubs have automatically think, oh, West Ham are guaranteed to go back up. They're going to be the best team in the league. Did you actually think that, or did you think like we're thinking that there's quite a possibility because of our financial situations that we're going to struggle this season?
I think I agree with Nathan Jones on this as well. The Championship is one of the most hardest leagues, and it's a very much a tough. I do believe every team in this league has got to play out of their skin against West Ham this season. I think.
Do you think that we are the main team, Matthew? Do you?
100%. I was talking to my dad this morning, and like he went to me, Matt expects a thrashing. I went, mate, do you know what? I agree. Like it's they're a frightful team.
Martin, we tend, excuse me, Matthew, we don't tend to agree with this opinion that the other Championship teams have got with us, do we, Martin? We think we're in quite a big transitional period.
Well, yeah, obviously, you know, the things that are happening at board level were well documented. We know that we haven't been run well for a long time. So one thing that I do know, and just for those that don't know, when Matt mentioned the name Nathan Jones, you're obviously referring to your manager, aren't you? Yeah. So when we got relegated, for me, it was going to be the same old problem. If we play the kind of football that got us relegated, we're going to really struggle in this league, because I don't believe that this is an easy league. And all these people that thought, and I jokingly said that I was going to put a bet on for West Ham to score over 100 points and Pablo to be the top scorer. I can't see that happening. There's too many good teams in this division. And what I saw in that Burnley game didn't give me any encouragement moving forward, because of how our manager sets out and how he responds during a game. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Like I say, I'm just falling back in love with the game again. So like with the politics side, I turn off.
So
I wish we could do that. I wish you mean like with the boardroom level and everything that goes on there.
With the ball stuff, the thing is, Dougie, like I'm just enjoying football with my stepkids. Do you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, don't get me wrong, a lot of it does become not enjoyable, and when you look deep into it. But
So from where you're looking, if you're looking at West Ham as a team that's come down, challenging, and, you know, really and truthfully, we should be looking for automatic promotion. That's a reality. We should be.
Yeah.
But do you think that's a realistic expectation, given the person that we've got in charge of the club, as in our manager, who picks the team, makes the changes, and our squad depth?
No swearing, Martin. I'm calling him.
I didn't swear there. I didn't swear.
I believe you have. I believe with the players that you have. I believe. I think Bowen's going to fire you up. I think Bowen's going to be your hero. I think he's going to fire him up. He wants to get back. He didn't get in the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? So he wants to get back into the Premier League, scoring goals in the Premier League, and he can't do that on his own. So he's going to want to fire up his team, kick the manager up the arse if he needs to. Do you know what I mean? He's going to want it.
Do you know the problem we have? We have played under the last 4 managers we've played a very structured, disciplined way of just trying to defend, and then trying to hit on the break. But when we are breaking, we're breaking so slow, and I'm saying this in a nice way, that in transition, we are just too slow. I mean, you are right about Bowie not going to. Harry didn't get in front of Meduuki, like I thought, one of the worst players, the cup. But I think what a lot of people are not realising is which they will start to realise. I mean, Martin picked up on what the Burnley managers, other managers in the Championship will have looked last week and gone, this is where West Ham are weak. This is where West Ham cack themselves, and they'll start dropping and going deeper and deeper and deeper if they're winning. And I think they will catch on, and I do think we'll have to change. Do you think that Charlton are same team as West Ham? They try to do it on the attack. Do they press high? Do you play slow football? I mean, who's your standout players? Just tell us something about Charlton.
I think we're looking. We've made a great loan signing this week in the goalkeeper. Can't pronounce his name, but he's from Wrexham. He's played in the first team all last season, and I think the season before. I think. So we made a sign on the season loan for him, I think, which is going to save. I think we were struggling with Kaminsky and Mannion. I think we've made some really good signings in Chalobah, McCarthy from Millwall, the dreaded M word, and TC on his day, Tyrese Campbell. On his day, he's great. He's great, but he's getting a bit lax. He switched. I think he's a substitute hero. Do you know what I mean? Like
your goalkeeper, mate. Your goalkeeper is Arthur Okonkwo. He's 6'6", Nigerian international, season-long loan from he was an ex-Arsenal academy. Was Wrexham's #1 in their back-to-back promotions. See, what we're finding is we was really hoping that last year, they say that there's levels, don't they? You've got the level, the conference, the nationals, the conference, then you go up through the leagues, and then they say that the Prem is the creme de la creme. Yeah. So we were sort of hoping that when we come down, we would play a different type of football. Well, listen, we only see one game, and we knew there was players. We think we're still going to lose players, and we still think there's players going to come in. So I think we're still in transition, and I don't think you're going to see the real West Ham for at least 8 to 10 games, or at least we're not going to see whatever side.
Sorry, Dougie. There was through the grapevine at Charlton that you was going to take our centre back.
I'll tell you what. It's one of the questions that I wanted to ask you about. Like, obviously, your plays. You've touched on a few. Yeah. Campbell scored the winner against Derby County, didn't he? Yeah. So he looks quite a slight player, but he's definitely got something in his locker. But when I've watched him play, those moments are few and far between. They don't seem to be consistent. No. But your centre half, Mr. Jones, club captain as well, isn't he? Yeah. He looks a player.
No, you're not going to let your captain go to another championship side. And let me tell you, we can't pay the wages, Matthew. But Matthew, one second, we can't pay the wages anymore. Like when people think we're coming down, West Ham have got all this money. We ain't. We was told we was in. I'm not going to bore you with the debts because me and Martin are fed up with the money situation, the board situation. But we can't. Basically, we've got to go with our begging bowl. We've signed one of our own players back from Man City this week. What's his second name, Martin? I can't think of his second name.
I did see it.
Musaka. Was it?
Musaka, yeah. I mean, we've only just taken him back. So the problem West Ham have got is we've sort of lost since we went really to the London Stadium Strat for the Solus Bowl. We have lost our identity. We lost our identity as a team. We lost our identity as a club. But we've also lost our identity of how to play football. We always played a certain type of football. We spoke about managers in the week. But I think you went through that at Charlton. You had a few good seasons when you was in the Premier League yourself. I went over there and see him. I was saying I went over there once when we played you when we had the Canio. And I won't say what the Charlton fans were singing, but they were singing a bit of an abusive song to the Canio. And at the end of the season, he ended up going to Charlton. Do you remember? Simon. And they stuck him in an ice bath. It was an old dustbin. Do you remember they filled the old green bins full of ice? And at the end of the game, he's thinking all these expensive, and they stuck him in a dustbin full of ice. But no, listen, how do you see your progression, just your season progressing? Do you think Martin goes mad when I go to him, look, all you got to do is get in the top 8. And he goes, no, we don't want to get in top 8. We want automatic promotion. How do you see your season progressing? And do you think you can make the top 8?
I think our position, it's not a rush. I think it's a process that we've got to do. So, like, we finished quite low last season. So we Nathan Jones has said it, the Charlton manager, all along, is that we're not looking for promotion straight away. We're building, and I'd be very happy if we're in top 8 this year.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I think sorry, Martin. I think you've got Wrexham. There is money galore going into Wrexham,
Yeah.
and they know they're up there. You've got Southampton, who I think. I know you can tell me later whether you thought they were treated fairly. I thought they were treated unfairly with his bloody spine thing. I don't think it was a load of rubbish. I think Borough are going to be up there this year. I think Derby are going to be up there. I think the 2 teams that went down, Burnley and Wolves, are going to be up there. And you always get in one season, didn't you, 1 or 2 surprises. Last year, Southampton made a real late play, didn't they? They started playing really well the last, which I think you're better off playing the last games of the season. And I think it's an extremely difficult and it's a harder league. We've already seen that fouls get let go by the referees. If you look at the referees, even the referees look a bit slower and they can't keep up with play.
Do you know what? I went to quite a lot of home games last season, and the referees were diabolical. I'm not going to lie, they were terrible. But that's what it is, isn't it? It's football, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, Martin. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Martin. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to touch on again what you come out with a statement about Jones and how we can't afford to pay their wages. He's only on £7,000 a week at Charlton.
Our academy boys are on more than that.
You can't tell me that we wouldn't pay more than that a week for a quality centre half. So
yeah, but then why would Charlton let their captain go? Why?
Why? It's all about the pounds, shillings, and pence, isn't it? If they wouldn't put up money that they find acceptable, then they're going to accept it, aren't they? But
the thing is, well, we had one of our best. He is a fullback, but they took one of our centre backs to play fullback last season in Amari Bell and Josh Edwards. They've put Amari Bell as fullback at times where Josh Edwards should play. So we've been quite short at the back as well. So I don't know if that plays a factor, but I know that Jonesy done a really quite a comical video on his stay, because what game was it? There's a big rumour going around that he was watching the West Ham game instead of playing a game with Charlton. And then he ended up turning up and playing. But he done to announce that he was staying. He done quite a video. Everyone was doing a bit of squeaky bum time and thinking, oh, he's going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, our problem's going to be, like it has been for a while, is scoring goals. I do think the defence, we have managed to keep Mavropanos, who sort of like changed himself around last year. The season before, no one wanted him. Look, Max Kilman, was great at Wolves, and I think I said to Martin, I could actually see him moving up. I'd move him up. If we need to sit in CDM, because he can take the ball out and he can run with the ball. He don't do it enough. He's scared to head the ball. But I think if we can get our defence sorted out, and this young lad we've got in, not young lad anymore, this Pirot, he's played at every level other than the full level for Holland, isn't he? And he's won the Golden Boot with Leeds United when he was in the Championship, which I think was 19 or 20 goals. And every person you speak to who's a Leeds fan say, if you give the ball, get the service to this lad, he will score the goals. Our problem is going to be scoring the goals. We lost Somerville, who was a fantastic player. I think he would have set the Championship alight. But we've got this Solomon come in on the left. Don't really know too much about him till we get going. And obviously Bowen on the right, who we just know what he does. And every time you speak to a Championship person, they mention Bowen. If Stu was on here now, when we did a call for which teams we would play this against Charlton, Stu said he'd have dropped Bowen. And yet no one else sees it. No other team see it because they all think Bowen is the person out there. What's your prediction for today, my friend? And how many fans have you got going over there? Pompey took 9,000 down to West Ham, and West Ham only charged them £10 a ticket. So they get a lot of stick, the West Ham ball, but I've got to give them credit there. So I think that was a good price to pay.
I think we're taking between. I think it was 3,001. I think I read. It's a sold out capacity today. I know that.
Yeah, because of all the season ticket holders we got, and Pompey got it because it was a cup game, weren't it?
Yeah. So it's I think we're taking the full 3,000 today. I I honestly believe that you are absolutely going to completely and utterly destroy us. I really
But
do.
you had a good win in your first game.
Yeah, we had a good win, but again, like I watched it at home, but yeah, there was still the first half. We were shocking. We were shocking. It was the second half that got us back in Campbell's moment of brilliance, and Mr. Jones with his head. Like that's what got us out of that situation.
Does your manager Jones, does he have good in-game tactical changes? Because we've found with the last 3 or 4 managers we've had, their inability to spot when someone's getting done on us. Young Scarles was getting shown up a little bit, against Burnley, and he didn't change it or he didn't give them back up. Does Jones do that? Does he change things very rapidly, or does he wait till half time?
No,
With Moyes, we always knew it was subs at 75.
He's a waiter. He is a waiter. Like sometimes I think he's done it too late. If I'm honest, like I've been to a couple of games where we're getting absolutely smashed. I don't know, for example, on the right, but he's waiting till the 80th minute to make the change. Like that is quite frustrating in the sense of Jones.
That's the same as us. It's nothing, no change for us, Martin. They don't seem to see anything, do they? The changes. We've said it all along.
No. And that's what my concern is for this season, because we don't respond. The Burnley game, I keep repeating myself. What we saw in the difference between the Burnley manager and our manager was when we were 2-0 up, Burnley manager decided to go with 3 strikers and attack the game. He made changes that were going to benefit the team and benefit the club, and they reaped their rewards. Whereas Nuno tries to sit back on the lead, takes off a striker, brings on a defender or a midfielder, and tries to sit back and hold it. And it really, really does wind me up. It makes no sense to me.
So, Matt, let me ask you a question. You are Nuno, right? You are the West Ham manager now. Where would you advise us, where you think Charlton are weak, where we can, make a few inroads?
I'd say it's more in the midfield. We've got stronger in the midfield, definitely, but the midfield still needs some work.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I wanted to touch on that. Guy plays in your centre midfield, ex-West Ham boy, Mr. Connor Coventry.
Connor Coventry,
How do you rate him?
Yeah, he's very passionate. He's a very passionate player. I do like him. I think there's better players. I think he plays in the centre midfield role at times, but Joe Rankin Costello, I think he's a lot better. I do. But he seems to not start a lot of games, which I really do not get. I don't understand. But yeah, but no, I like him. I do like him. We've the boys met him, and that's what I love.
So
That's what I love about Charlton the most. Is
when you were
the time.
When you were talking about your midfield being a problem, where are you identifying the problem? Is it a specific player or?
No, I think we just go asleep a lot. We just literally.
Mate, we're in a coma. We were 2-0 up and we went in a coma, complete coma.
I think we switch off. We switch off, and the back line as well at times. At times we just switch off and not attack the ball, in a sense of going to the ball, instead of we just sitting off and okay, and let it come to us. Do you know what I mean? Like,
do we know what you mean? Do you know how many times we let? If Stu was on here now and he told you how many times we let Leeds go last year, like when we were winning, Ed would have told you. When you're a fan, listen, we're not experts, we're not getting paid, So they've got to go out, the managers, they've got to pick it, they're going to get the blame. When anyone ever gets a sack, it's never the players, it's always the manager, who ends up losing his job. So you've got to go with them. Both Martin and I don't want Nuno. We didn't want him to stay. At the end of the season, the club give him the option to walk away. They said, if you want to go, but we're not paying you. So then, you know,
7 million a year, like he's going to walk.
4 teams at the bottom 5 last year he managed. So that should have told you everything. Matt, give us your prediction, because I don't want to. I know you got a young baby, and
can you hear her?
I can hear her. So give us. We'll have a prediction and wrap it up. Thanks for coming on, Matt.
I thought that was Dougie crying for a minute.
Right, this afternoon about 5 o'clock. Prediction.
I think 3-0 West Ham.
Martin.
See, I want to say 3-0 because I've got my claret and blue tinted glasses on, but it depends on what Nuno does. It could easily end up a 1-1 draw.
Do you know, I think London derbies are always tough games. I think the players tie a lot more. You know, they're going out against a fellow London team. I think Connor Coventry will have something to prove if he plays as well. And I'm like Martin, I only see it as a draw. We're so worried about, we've had so much toxicity around our club. And because they promised us all these things, I'm not going to bore you with it, but and it didn't happen. It's not happened so far. Like, so 50,000 fans have bought their season tickets and it's not happened what they said were going to happen. Matt, thank you for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I hope you'll come on the end of the season. It's fascinating when we hear about other clubs, and especially a lot more of the family aspects. You're the second person I've spoke to this week that the clubs are doing something with the kids and on the way to the grounds and at the grounds. I think West Ham have got a lot to learn from other clubs, especially from championship clubs.
You know,
Martin,
the biggest mistake was leaving the bowling.
We know that.
No.
Sorry, Martin.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, touching on what Matt said at the beginning, I'll make him right. When I was younger, used to go up to Charlton with some friends of mine. Because their grandfather was a season ticket holder, so we used to get us tickets to go up to the Valley.
Yeah.
And I would say Charlton, along with Fulham, have probably got one of the best family atmospheres around. So, you know, hope your boys have a good season. Hopefully not at our expense today.
Matt, you come on again for the second game of the season. Would you do that for us?
Of course I would, mate. Of course I will.
Thanks. Listen, he's been feeding his baby today, and he's put the baby down, locked her in a room. As you can hear her crying, he's got to go and finish the bottle. Thanks for coming on. Take care, guys.